Welcome to the UNPC Tour, the plant city no one talks about, the stories, the people, and the side of town not everyone knows. Conversations that happen long after the sun goes down. Around here, we believe Plant City has its character, its history, and its moments. We're just the ones bringing the microphone.
Hey everyone! Welcome to episode 4 of season 1 of the UNPC Tour. I'm here with all of our hosts and our crew today. Say hi, everyone.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up, crew?
What's
Whole crew.
happening? Are you guys ready? Because today's episode 4, we are getting into one of Plant City's favorite pastimes, complaining about Plant City.
Woo!
I'm here for it.
Here for it. We're going to be talking about all the things that may make your blood pressure boil about town, things that we see people complain about, things that maybe we read about but have thoughts on and we tell each other. But sometimes we bring solutions, but a lot of times it's just a bunch of complaining. So we're going to unpack that and what we hear around town and what are some of our thoughts on that. So, and if you've been following along, we are a third actually away in mid of our episode or our season 1. And we are getting started and just really excited to just share our stories with you guys. So thank you for coming back and listening. If you've been sticking around with us every single week on Spotify or YouTube. And we are also hoping to launch on Apple really soon as well. So with that said, Phil, do you want to get us started on our segment of the week for the
the most UNPC post of the week? What everybody's got talking. So this week we got one. People posting that they're banned from community forums when it's supposed to be an open discussion between local people who live in Plant City or participate in the city. But if you get annoyed and you're not the owner or moderator of the group, they just kick you out. Or if they don't
want
like
to start
what you
this
post.
off real quick. I'm not the one behind this post.
for once?
I could be. I'm in the same boat, but
Cody,
I'm
how
not.
How many are you banned from currently?
I can't count that high.
Oh, both hands.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do have
toes.
friends who try to invite me, and they can't even invite me back in. But I kind of have a hot take on this because Facebook, as much as we love it or hate it, it's kind of important. Like, it is a way that people do communicate, but it's technically somebody else's company. Like, we're not using a public service. And you got people with big egos who have no real power in real life, so they're the king of the Facebook group, I guess.
King of the keyboard.
Yeah.
King of the
Or queen. Or queen.
No,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's perfect with our topic for today because those groups are a lot of complaining all the time, which I'm sure as a moderator is probably somewhat annoying. So if you have the power to eliminate some of it, maybe why not? But
They're
Go
very
on, get it.
entertaining to read, though.
that they are the most.
Yeah.
That's one of the most unique things about Plant City is like I've never experienced like in Brandon, there's like so many more people that live there, and there's like half the amount of Facebook groups about the town. So,
I wonder if that kind of goes back to what we talked about in a couple episodes back about the old PC versus new PC. I mean, there's a lot of the complaining in these groups, Plant City groups. Old PC just kind of complaining about new PC stuff.
it seems like that is a lot of it. I don't know
Yeah.
who's getting banned though. Like, I mean, Cody for sure, but I mean, it's an old PC.
Yeah. I don't know why I get banned. I don't care to get back in these groups, but yeah, I have said it before, and I will say it and live it again until I'm kicked off the internet. I am just an idiot on the internet.
And now you have a podcast.
I'm dangerous. I'm the king of the podcast.
I just love when we're like texting each other and we're like sending around a post or like, did you guys see that post? And Cody's like, which group? I'm banned.
Send me
He-
screenshots,
Like,
please.
I
I
need
want
the
to feel
receipts.
part of
I
it.
can't see.
I can't even send you the link in Messenger because it won't let me send you that post at all.
I find out that I'm banned from Facebook groups when I have to go into like an incognito window and paste a link, and then I can see it. I'm like, oh, they don't
Well,
like
at least
me.
you still got a back doorway.
I'm not put that much effort in usually.
You know?
It's got to be real juicy.
I mean, maybe we should start an UNPC Facebook group. Then we can be the banners.
Ooh, I just want
Ooh.
to ban everybody. You're in, cool. Make a post. You're out.
Right. All right. Something
Don't agree with what you have to say. Get out.
Yeah.
for our
Well,
road.
let's do some complaining of our own off of Facebook.
Love it.
I mean, do we want to have a list of the top complaints that we see? Because I got a few. And I'm probably gonna sound like an old man shaking his fist at the clouds if I go through these. Because I got a old PC Rolodex. I got a Rolodex of things that I could complain about. But I'll pick a few and we'll all kind of chat on a little bit. I think I've talked in the past about how I feel about the traffic, but like, some of the specific roads in town. I mean, Phil, you've been around a while, and Anna Kelsey, you're both kind of new to town, so you might be driving down a road like, what went wrong here? I'm new here, but there's been traffic longer than I've been here. I can tell.
Oh yeah.
Any come to mind before I start complaining about my least favorites?
Several in like historic downtown, a few on Alexander. It's just the time. You can tell the timers are like haven't been updated since the 80s, and they don't let you. They either let too much traffic through, not enough traffic through. It probably hasn't been evaluated in a while as far as traffic patterns go, so nothing's been updated.
I think mine's that stoplight right by Propagation when the train's there, because all those lights are so congested, and then it takes forever to clear out off of Reynolds.
Oh, in downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like there's no compensation for the train.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
hey,
like
a train
rerouting
was
to
here.
another-
Let's let these run
Yeah.
for 3 times longer for a couple cycles.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
For me, it's the only time I ever actually like traffic doesn't bother me for some reason. I think just because I've always like typically lived in crowded places. But Fridays, if you're going from where Cody and I live, like out in Uniacke, isn't I saying it correct now?
Antioch, you're getting it. You're getting to be old PC.
Getting there. But going down Knights Griffin and you're hanging right on 39, like that.
Oh yeah,
The light there is just so like ridiculous. And
that's another really good example too, because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
right. There's
Why is
no-
there all this traffic?
I know. Yes.
But it's the shortcut. I mean, we talked about going to schools in Tampa, and from where we're at, Knights Griffin, taking that down, hitting Stacy, hitting 301, hitting Fowler, and boom, you're in Tampa. And there's a lot of people who are working in Tampa coming home. I think Knights Griffin is, in general, is one of those roads that just feel like they're not keeping. And this one is kind of unique because it's not Plant City. It's in mailing address wise, it's in Plant City, but it's not in the city limits. But that is a good one because those people are going. Most of them are probably going to Plant City, and it's probably some of the new developments north of town because Knights Griffin's right there, north of Aurora. You can cut down Wilder and hit Sam Allen, then you're North Park Isles.
yeah,
So
it's true.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
go shake my fist at my county commissioner or something. I don't know,
I think you should.
but I think that's part of that too. Is we talked about our small town charm in previous episodes, and we have a cool downtown. We got this 2 historic residential districts. We've got something that's really unique to our county and Central Florida as a whole. But then everybody wants a Target, and then a chicken salad chick and Chipotle, and I'm sure people will start asking for a Bed Bath and Beyond because candle season's coming, and
Well, we have
like
the Bath and Body Works now.
we
know
do.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like
wow!
right
Congratulations, Plant City. You're on the come up.
that and how they
And 2 Waffle Houses.
That's some OG stuff right there.
That's right.
But yeah, I think we let's say we get a Target, and where do we put that and not cause more congestion? besides Lakeland?
I was just thinking like 60, 39 seems like
What
as
about where
far
the
away from my house as possible, please.
Put
what about
out
where
in
the old
Lithia.
mall was at?
Put out in Lithia across south of 60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plenty of
Those people
land
will lose
out
their minds.
there.
The Keysville Country Hood will shoot it
Keysville.
up.
They
Oh.
will.
That's the biggest complaint, I think, like that I
Yeah.
see. When we talk about like people complaining, it's definitely about development and growth. But at the same time, people also complain that we don't have the things they want. So it's like two sides of the coin here.
All right. Well, cool. That's gonna spur some discussion because I want to know, and I'm sure the people listening really want to know, if you guys each had a magic wand, what would you change first? Anne?
As far as what I would want to develop or not develop.
Just to fix traffic. How would you fix traffic if you were
traffic.
spippity boppity boop?
Okay, my magic wand I'm gonna not use for traffic because it really doesn't bother me.
Oh, that's why you like traffic, weirdo.
Well, it's not that it's just like I feel like if I'm in the car, I'm driving, I'm not having to deal with a kid, I'm not having to typically be like fixing a data problem for work, and
Okay, that's fair. It's your escape.
it's stressful. Like why
Yeah.
stress,
Okay.
and I'm always used to being late, so like being late doesn't also bother me. Like, so, nothing to stress out about. But I'm gonna use my magic wand for being able to have more shopping in downtown because I would just like to spend more daytime in downtown. Because I can't use the excuse to go to the bars like during the day. I feel like that's like less appropriate than I do sometimes.
That's
You know this.
Oops.
But I
Oops.
also feel like I used to love when Rowan and Plum was open. And like
Yeah,
the
they're
kids
awesome.
and I could like go see Andy and Laura, and then we would shop in there, and we would just like walk. There was like, I feel like we had our like good fall mornings shopping. I feel
Mhm.
like there's
Cute.
less shopping now that if you are into antiques, lots of shopping. I unfortunately am not. So less
I was
shopping.
going to ask you, what kind of stores would you like to shop at downtown?
Right. Now, like I want a good home place that has like brick. And there was that other one that also closed that I loved near Brick House. I forgot the name of that one. Um
The Mulberry Market? Or
That-
Mulberry Cafe?
no, Mulberry. That was like such a sweet
Yeah.
little place too.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be my magic wand for sure. Kelsey, how about you?
I think, well, you guys know I like my outdoorsy stuff, but I think just like preserving some of the large farmland, like the big, huge pastures that are all getting developed, makes me sad. But I guess that's more in the outskirts too, though. So,
Sort of. I mean, Redmond is a perfect example. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, south of
you
town,
used to,
yeah.
like, drive and see the sunrise, and not happening
You
anymore.
see some roofs now.
Yeah, nice apartment.
Mhm. Solar panels, baby.
Yeah. Phil, magic wand time. Wave it around.
Man, I would magic wand. I'd start this not in a bad way. I'd start fresh. I'd create a good mixture of farm, agricultural land where everybody has a community hub to go to, like how it originally started. So I guess I'd go back in time, I suppose is what I would do in a way. It's like, everyone lives, you have your centralized location for everybody to gather with, say everything everybody wants, right? Target, blah, 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 whatever. And then everybody can go their own ways and you're like out in the country still, and there's no traffic and life's perfect.
Put all the box stores in Midtown is what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much like condense it all down and then
Yeah.
everybody lives on the outskirts.
I like that, actually.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
A centralized shopping district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
all
not
spread
opposed to
out.
that.
Yeah.
Also known as a flea market.
I'm in. Let's go. Sam Allen 39.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just shaking.
Have you guys been to that one? I haven't been.
I've always wanted to try it.
They line up there
Oh,
for like 2 days ahead of time, don't they?
I've driven by and it looks insane. Like, I'm almost scared to go because I'm intimidated by the amount of people. And I'm like, I probably look like an idiot walking up not knowing what I'm doing because I feel like these people go every single week.
It
have
looks
you ever been to a
very
garage sale?
intimidating.
Yeah.
It's a massive garage sale. It's just all the garages.
Well, I mean, I've been to a flea market before, but I'm saying this one is just like so condensed and like
It's
knowing
pretty
it's in
spread
Plant
out.
City, like all of these people know each other. I'm gonna look like an oddball. Like they're gonna know I'm new here.
Right. And the cars, so many.
Yeah, where you park
If you,
on the
those
side
are
of
all
every nine.
those are all vendors. The people who are
Really?
there every week are all vendors. Like people do come out and shop regularly. Like I go there, I go to that market a lot for bulk produce.
Mm-hmm.
But I can just leave the produce side and just walk over there and just leave my truck behind. But those cars that you see lined up aren't people waiting to spend money. They're there to make money.
I love how you say a lot, and I've never heard about you saying you're going there one time.
Me,
I just
me
picked up.
neither. He's
Let me
lying
do
to
the
us
math on
all.
this. This was roughly 3 weeks ago. By the time this podcast airs, it'll be a little over a month. I picked up. Let me do the math on this. 180 watermelons.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
I like
Oh,
me
I
some water.
see.
It was a
Oh, is it a
Gallagher.
work? You go for work? Cause
I go for work most of the time, yeah. And then
Oh,
like
I
for
gotcha.
the
I
for the
gotcha.
for the for downtown, if I need to get a bunch of blueberries or raspberries or blackberries, it's
got
a
it. Oh,
solid
that makes
solid
sense.
source depending on the time of year. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did not know they did produce too.
The produce is and like the produce is awesome. I know restaurants in downtown who skip going with the Cisco, Gordon, U.S. Food Service and stuff because they're getting a better product for way less.
100%.
And actually another one, I'll call him out because everybody loves him and he's a smart guy. But Ali does the same thing at Hungry Howie's. Like all his veggies are fresh and local. He's not getting them off the same truck that everybody else gets them off of.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That is way
Best
and he can
Hungry
pass
Howie's
those savings on to
buffet.
everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
better.
Best
Get that
buffet
buffet.
ever.
No, Phil, your magic wand got us very excited.
Yeah, dude. You did a
It's the
good
way
job,
it should
kid.
be, man. And I would add more produce stands back too. Everybody showcases like what they grow on their land, and it's
I
great.
like
So
the cute farmers market trend, like the little farm
yeah,
stands that people do with like sourdough and like their
We have like a
veggies and
tour.
eggs.
they're like all over Plant City on Facebook now too. I noticed.
Yeah. There was a
Sure.
thing that came out a few months back where it was like a tour, like here's all the stands that are open this weekend.
Mhm.
Here's a map.
Oh,
You all
that's
go wild,
fun.
have all the carbs.
There's supposedly a lady who does really good sourdough somewhere in
Lexi
Well,
the
Lane
send her
Market.
to me.
community. Yeah.
I see a sign like on the way to Publix. Do you see that same sign, Cody, like off of the Nonasassa?
Talking about the one for a land of natural delight.
Nope, it's like a sourdough bakery.
Oh yeah, so that's actually it's weird. I know the sign exactly what you're talking about, right on the Sassa and Chitty right there,
Uh-huh.
and it's to us for a farm stand south of town. It's not even close to us.
So I noticed that when
Yeah.
I followed, because I was like, "Ooh, the sign," and I like went to Instagram to follow, and then I was like, "Wait, this isn't
I
near."
think that's another sign for the Lexi Lane Market is probably the most
Okay.
popular farm stand around town right now. And I think my friend Teresa sells her jams there, the Wheat Jam and Jams. Which
Oh,
I
they're
think you guys
so
have all had.
good.
Oh yeah, I saw her
They're
the
the
other night.
best.
Yeah,
I saw her on Monday. They're great. She's a good lady.
they're good
They're
people for sure.
fantastic. I'm not a huge like jam person, but I would totally go out of my way to go pick some up from her.
Oh yeah.
She's doing porch pickups in Walden Lake all summer. All right, no more free advertising. Let's keep going.
So
I love
you know,
homies though.
guys, a lot of times when people are talking about Plant City, they use the word ruin, which is like just devastating, right? Just ruins the town. So, a lot of times we talk about the new housing developments, which means there's more buildings, homes, and businesses coming in. And it comes down to like keeping Plant City small, but then why don't we have more stuff always seems to be the issue. And there's no good way, I think. There is a good way to have it all, but we've kind of touched on responsible development in the past, but I'd like to dive into that a little bit deeper. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Like keeping it small.
Well,
think
but then having
unfortunately, I
enough
think
to keep people entertained.
that's hard.
without
Um,
ruining the
I
town.
was just gonna say it's the word ruin for me because that
yeah,
is such a dramatic word, right? And it's someone who's new to town, right? I feel like our family moving here did not ruin anybody's life. Like, if anything, I hope that we're bringing some joy to town because if you've
I
ever
think people
met
overlook that.
both my kids, they are quite incredible. Um, and I think that it's like, yes, I understand. Like anyone who's grown up in Florida has seen growth, right? Like there's not one town in Florida that is excluded from growth. When you live in an amazing place that has a lot of financial perks to living in it, like it's just going to grow, right? And I feel like but I that's the part that I don't love seeing on these groups, or just like people complaining in general. But I mean, you hear it like even in Publix, you hear people complaining about, lines and all the crowds, and it's just, it's like to be expected. That's the part that I don't know. I don't know why people complain about it. And then when you're thinking about like what is the solution to that? I mean, you could live in a state that is less populated, that has a declining growth rate. You just want the perks that everybody else likes. And that's why you're living here to begin with. Now, you just happen to find it a little faster, or maybe you were privileged enough to be born into it. But that doesn't give you better rights to enjoy it, compared to other people. So, just my thoughts.
I agree with that. I think people overlook too. Like all these people are coming to town and they're making it worse. Well, how? Just their presence make like there's great people coming to town. There's people who are investing in our city that are coming to town. People buying houses and adding to the property tax. That way the people who live here get to have nice things because there's more people paying taxes. But like just the presence of more people, like I'm not a fan of people, but like I'm okay with all the new people coming to town because it kind of opens up the town a little bit too. There's people who might have had a really cool restaurant or a coffee shop or a cafe where they came from, and they're like, wow, Plant City has this hole and I'm going to fill this niche. And they bring some value to town as an entrepreneur. Or
Mhm.
they've got a really big heart and they love to give their time and they donate their time and make things better for the rest of the community. And if they weren't coming to town, we wouldn't have these things. So like, as much as I want to be like, yes, mow down the subdivisions, put up the cows, give us some orange groves. I mean, that's unrealistic, and it's just really short-sighted and unfair to people moving to Plant City that they're bad just because they're here.
Yeah, that kind of ties into something that I would say people immediately complain about is, or like the homes, the homes, the homes. Well, if you want more people here, which I would say we do, you know, you got to give them some place to live. They can't,
Mhm.
no, not everybody's going to rent an apartment or, live 20 minutes away and come here. But if they live here, I mean, I've seen a change in the downtown since I've been down there the last
Oh,
decade.
huge, dude.
I
Huge.
mean, so we need those fresh people, and I feel like it's slowly revitalizing downtown at the same time.
Now, Kelsey, I know you like we've talked about that you live in Zephyr Hills, but you have worked in Plain City and now you work everywhere, which is great. But like, do people complain like this in Zephyr Hills? Because I feel like that's even smaller, more rural, but
Yeah.
a lot of development happening.
I mean, it's hard because I did work in Plant City and I typically work a lot. So I really don't even go out in Zephyr Hills because, like, again, we're a little bit further behind in growth than Plant City. So there really is not a lot to do out here. So, like, I feel like if I'm going to go do, and also to like the age gap difference between me and most of the
Mhm.
um, residents in Zephyr Hills is fairly large. So, but I mean, there's a couple places I've checked out. I have some cute spots that I like that are like small restaurants, but really, other than that, there's nothing to do where I'm running into new people in larger quantities and getting the chance to talk to people. Um, but I will say that, like, so I bought in 2024. So since I moved here, my traffic on my road has almost, if not more than doubled. But it's because I'm in like a cross point between the two major state roads. So everybody, again, like you guys were saying earlier, like everybody uses this as the shortcut, like my road. So this gets backed up. Again, like depending what time of day you're going, it's like, okay, well, it's work hours. Everybody's on their way to work. But no, I wouldn't say like the same issues yet. I'm sure it's coming. I just, again, we're a little bit further behind Plant City on the growth aspect.
Well, and that's what these people that are like the ruin word for me. I'm like, go move to Zephyr Hills or
Oh, I don't want them here either.
go move to Lafayette County, Florida.
Yeah. Go
Last-
live in mayo,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking
not
about-
mayonnaise.
Yeah. Now my
Yeah.
best friend's going to call me and be like, don't say that.
But
But
hey,
yeah,
if you want
I
that
feel like
country living,
there's-
it still exists.
Right, exactly. Like there's lots of places where you can live without seeing any people. So,
There's lots of places people don't want to live. Go live there.
right, exactly.
Right.
And again, it's okay to complain a while. It's just like the
Sure.
drama of the word ruin. I just don't love it.
It's a
Exaggerated
heavy-
big time.
It's a heavy word. And, a lot of people, they always seem to compare Plant City. And I mean, you already brought up Zephyr Hills, but they always compare us to like Brandon, Lakeland, Tampa. But I think Plant City does have a charm with its historic downtown being the size that it is, where we'll never be quite like any of those other cities. I mean, there's some historic aspects in Tampa, but I don't, we're never going to have high rises and skyscrapers and stuff like that in Plant City.
Not in downtown.
Not in downtown. So I think that historic aspect definitely brings a certain charm that's always going to be part of Plant City as a whole.
I would totally agree with that.
And I guess it's probably good to protect that then. I mean, I guess we can say we're protecting it, but like to hold on to that whole downtown, not just the business district, but like the residential areas, all those houses that can't be replaced or replicated anywhere else. The streets, I mean, there's some streets that are not even wide enough for two cars to go down, and they still have the old bricks. Like that's part of our small town charm that draws people here. Even if they're not living in it, they can have their friends that come from out of town and drive them through this historic district with these giant oak trees on a brick road and see these big old houses that people aren't building that. If they build new houses now, they're ugly and look like the big giant one next to it.
Right. Well, and that's I think I talked about this a little bit last episode, but we live in downtown Plant City right now. We're on a small hiatus from our country living.
We miss you out here in Antioch.
I know. I miss that food store. I miss Evan, but Lewis is like, oh, you missed the road closure in front of the
That's true.
food
Oh, that's
store."
right. Yeah.
So
Yep.
like you missed that because he had to deal with that last week. But anyway, so our road, you can't, like, if another car is coming, you don't leave the driveway. Like and I'm like, but then I started thinking about it. I'm like, this house that we're living in right now was built in 1912. There was like no cars. Like it was just so
Just enough for two horses to pass.
exactly. So I'm like, of
Or
course
buggy.
it wasn't, but there's no room to expand because the houses are set. So anyway, I feel like there was, that's the charm that I feel like is like no one will ever take away from this town, which is great. Even if new people like me move in. Now, what I will say is I do think some of the neighbors around here have had the same neighbor in this house for like a long time, almost 30 years, and I don't think they love that we live here now because they're like, you got kids and this crazy dog and you don't look like you're from here.
You ain't from around these parts.
I will say,
they meet you.
yeah, some of them have been very kind. I think others are like watching from afar, like, ooh, what are you doing?
They're
I
peeking
drove-
out their window right now at you.
I drove down your street recently, and I was like, "Oh, this house down here would be cool. I want this house. I want to be Ann. I'm gonna just follow Ann around and keep being her neighbor."
Yeah,
But it is a cool street. Like,
It's a cool
I mean,
street.
you're gonna not find a road like that in Brandon. You're not gonna find anything like that about Rico or Riverview or Wesley Chapel or Carrollwood. Like that stuff doesn't exist, and that's why people are coming from those places to Plant City,
right.
in my opinion.
Yeah, people are going to continue to come. People are going to continue the town's going to continue to grow, and I think in a way it's a symbiotic relationship. I feel like as more people move here, the town gets more revenue, businesses grow, the downtown grows, we change, I believe, in a positive way. And I think it really benefits everybody. I don't think there's a singular entity that it benefits more than the other.
Yeah, like it's not like we're having all this growth and the developers are making money hand over fist, and everybody who lives here is just suffering because nothing was done. I mean, there's definitely some room for improvement. We've had a lot of road work done. There's still a missing stoplight at a unnamed intersection on the northeast quadrant. But I think the businesses that are here are benefiting from the people. The newcomers are obviously benefiting because they get to be Plant Cityans, and what's cooler than that? And like the people who live here already, like I said, you get new cool neighbors, and got to make a bunch of people have a new cool neighbor, whether they realize it yet or not. They got one.
Great. They will. I think our next door neighbors on this side, I think they're starting to get that we're not so bad.
Is this the one that had the FiOS issue?
No, not that one.
Oh,
That
that's a long road. Gotcha.
That's yeah, we're not going to talk about those neighbors because we do have to live here.
What
Uh-oh.
happened? What happened with the 1914 community redevelopment?
Oh,
So that's actually just a few blocks. We can walk there, but like Cody, there was a update on it in the commissioner meeting yesterday, right?
yeah. So they earlier this year they did the roof on it. The building's been neglected for a long time, and they were having all this water intrusion from above. Well, now they just approved spending money to seal the rest of the building. So windows, the doors, the columns at the entryways, fixing all the brickwork, all the mortar between the bricks, getting all that cleaned up and resealed up. They just approved spending on that, and if I can recall correctly, once the city tells the GC go, they have a year and a half to get it all done, and that will take care of the exterior of the building. So that will hopefully slow down and maybe even stop some of the stuff that's going on inside the building, because all that moisture getting in all those years. But the city is committed to keeping this building around and preserving it, because somebody, what do they call it? They called it our postcard building, and I love that. Like, it is, that building's been that way and it looks that way for 112 years now. Everybody knows it. Even if you're new Plant City, you've probably have seen that somewhere online and didn't realize it. But it's something that nobody else has. We don't, and we can't replicate that. Like I said earlier, that building is gone. Whatever you put there is, it might be more useful in the long run, but it's gonna suck. It's not gonna have the same character.
For sure. How much mold is growing in it currently?
Zero, dude.
Right. There might be some mold remediation people around town, though.
All these people that we're talking about complaining, what do you guys think that, like, your average Joe that wants to complain about something and not do anything about it, like, what would their opportunities or, I guess, options look like if they actually wanted to go out and do something? Like, would that be just more like attending more commissioner meetings, actually voting for once, supporting local organizations?
I think it's kind of a combination of all those things. I think that, I'm at every single commission meeting. I can't vote because I don't live in the city limits. But because there's a lot of things that I don't like, that I go to the commission meetings, I'm like, this is going to suck. I know how it's going to go. Or I'm confident I know how it's going to go. And I'm not going to like the outcome. But being at these meetings, I get to understand it. I get to understand the process. I get to understand the reasoning. I might have mentioned during our UNPC post of the week about how I am an idiot on the internet. And I will, I try to get online ahead of time and kind of share, like, hey, this is what's on the agenda this week. You guys should come out because they're discussing this, that, and the other thing. And if it's something I'm really passionate about, I will share my opinions on it. And sometimes those things get discussed in further detail that, I still don't like the outcome, but I understand it more. Recently was the historic post office in downtown. I don't like the fact that building is gone now. I understand why the city wants to maintain control of that property. I learned how much it was costing the city just to have the building sit there and be neglected. So going to commission meetings is huge. Um, getting getting involved with different committees, different organizations. I think you don't have to do all of it. I don't do all of it. But I think you kind of dip your toes a little bit and see which one feels the best for you and get involved and just talk to people. There's so many people that are knowledgeable out there. I think that's one thing that people don't realize too. They get in this bubble on Facebook and they complain, and then there's, oh, they got the same complaints. Let's just all feed off this negativity. But if you go talk to people who you don't know, you might find out you just talked to somebody who knows the answers to the problems that you're addressing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Come to downtown, meet new people, lots of people to talk to, and like you said, you'll never know who you're actually talking to. There's a lot of different ways to get involved in small steps too. It's not like you got to jump off the deep end right at the beginning.
I know. I feel like that's, I mean, the one thing that people can do is vote, right? That's if you don't like the direction your city is going in, you can vote. And the folks that, I mean, I can't vote either. I can vote in county elections, but actually, now that we're living here, I might need to change that.
Yeah, if you're going to stay in the city limits, you need to
fine
update
with
your
that.
address. I
Yeah.
think it's 30 days you have to update your address, so you might become a
Yeah.
Plant City voter.
I don't know how that works though when you actually want to live in two places eventually.
Is there
Let's-
a dual citizenship for county and city?
Yes. But I mean, I think the turnout of the elections are so small, right? So you've got like hundreds and people complaining or posting, I mean, every month in these groups. And then they just aren't showing up to even vote, which I think is kind of silly. So I feel like that's the first thing you can do. And then, I do love the idea of like us being all more informed. Now, I will say, since the topic is complaining, I will complain about the commission meetings because if you have a kid that you have to feed dinner and put to bed 6 o'clock on Mondays is just a very inconvenient time. I would love if they could stream it, video it, like there could be more access for remote people who are just lucky to get out of work at 6 even.
Right, yeah, that too.
Mhm.
Definitely agree with that. Well, speaking of voting, I guess in regards to kind of everything we kind of touched base on, like what leadership groups do we have and which one of those do you think could do better?
That's tough because I think there's some people are just kind of limited. I would say like within our city government, the ordinances are maybe written a little bit too loose to where things either don't get done or they're able to get done in a way that isn't viewed positively in the city. So, I mean, our city commission might vote on something and they might have to vote in a way that they don't feel in their hearts is the way they would vote personally, but they have to understand that there's a liability. Like, hey, I don't want to really approve this other apartment complex, but I approved the one over here and the previous commissioners approved this one. So if we don't approve this one, they're going to sue us because now it looks like we're against this particular developer. And that's, I mean, I think leadership can always do better. I think leadership could probably hammer back down to city staff and be like, hey, you guys need to tighten these rules up a little bit. We need to kind of control this. So I don't totally fault them, but they're not doing that. So I can't just absolve them of all blame.
Well, and I feel like the way I operate at work is the same way I operate my personal life, right? Like that's part of what I think it means to love your job is you really try not to separate those things too much. But I mean, whenever there has been, I mean, leaders have very tough jobs, right? Like it's not a job that most people ever even want to try to sign up for. So I think we all have to respect the people that have hand raised to represent our community and lead. I have to give those folks a lot of credit, but at the same time, like if you are not wanting to be in that leadership role, there are still things you can do, right? Like you can volunteer for a board, you can get actively involved in other things that will community events. You can volunteer. at those events, right? I think like zoning of buildings is only like one fraction of the problems and complaints that we see. So that's what I try to do in my personal life, knowing that, you know, it's like you have to like make the change you want to see. Isn't that's like one of my favorite sayings? I won't quote it, but I sort of just did. Um, but I feel like that's what people should do. I think it's part of why we're all here, right? Like we want to bring more positivity to our city, but through the lens of being realists, which is why we started the UNPC tour. So like I give a lot of credit to the four of us even and the folks that have helped us get this started because that's part of what we're trying to do is even just like bring awareness. So that's our small way of doing it right now. So
Well, speaking of positivity, how do you think we can help shift the conversation from people like complaining about things and being negative to a positive, but like still real conversation that could be more impactful?
Um, I think I don't want to say like calling people out, but I do this on the internet a lot because I've just, yeah, maybe. Very good point. Yeah. I mean, I did it today. A lady commented about stuff at the commission meeting last night, and she was wrong. I'm like, hey, you're here's where you're wrong. Here's the truth, and I think that's what people need to do more of. It's like if you have the right answer, or if you have an explanation. I go to city commission meetings. I learn the facts. I share them. I think if more people were doing that, like, hey, yeah, that does suck. Here's why it sucks, and here's how it's going to get better, or here's a plan to make it better. I think just complaining about it and not having a solution, that's one of my least favorite things. But even if you don't have the solution, if you have an idea, bring it up. I mean, when the most recent developer of Midtown failed to deliver like the rest of them have, there was a lot of good, constructive, positive conversation on some Facebook posts about how they should proceed with Midtown. And I'm hoping the city is paying attention to that stuff too, because if the people of Plant City who care are coming up with these ideas and they're putting their time into this, they could just like, oh great, another failure and move on to the next post. But like, oh, we should do this, or why aren't we doing that, and what about this? I think the city of Plant City needs to be hearing that message and taking into consideration what the people of Plant City are excited about. If they see a post and people are like, hey, these are the things we can do, instead of like, why are they doing this or why aren't they doing that, they should really lean into that and run with that positivity, run with that creativity and that passion.
anything else, guys?
I think that was all I can think of.
Well, we didn't fix the traffic situation today, and we didn't solve the great growth debate. But hopefully we separated a few of the legitimate frustrations of what's going on in Plant City from the complaining. I will say people do complain. That will just always keep happening. And I think like Plant City is changing right now. I think that that's one of the most exciting things about living here. But accountability does matter. And so we would just want to keep talking about it. And so with that said, if you want to give us your thoughts, you can comment on our Spotify or YouTube. Or you can always email us at hello@mpctour.com. We are so excited and thankful that you joined us today and hope that we will see you for episode 5. So thank you so much for listening. And we're going to sign off.
Catch you on
Bye,
the
guys.
next
Thank
one.
you.
Appreciate you guys. We'll be
See
in
you
touch
next
soon.
week.
Bye.
Bye.